Top, welcome to the podcast, my man. How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing well.
Doing great, doing great. This is the Be Ready for the Moment podcast on the Talk to Shaylin Radio Network, powered by EAE Radio. I know everybody's been waiting. We got a lot of listeners have been tweeting and DMing, and we have Ty on the line tonight. This guy right here, let me just say a couple of things about him. He's one of the most polished independent artists I've spoken to in a very long time. I'm going to let him get into his background, his history, his music, his passion, why he even started this. But this guy right here is going to be here for a while. Tyhannah, I want to say welcome to the Be Ready for the Moment podcast, powered by EAE Radio. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm extremely honored to be speaking with you all today. I would like to start off by saying I would like to give thanks to the Most High. I would like to give thanks to all of my supporters, fans, anyone that's ever even thought about downloading a Tyhannah record. I just need to let it be known that I truly thank all of you, anyone that has put any type of support or gave me a listen. You guys motivate me, and you guys give me the energy to keep going and keep moving forward. I just need to say that first because I know that's something that needs to be known. A lot of my fans, they don't get to hear me speak verbatim. They just get a lot of my entertainment works or things of that sort that I've been doing throughout the years. But I just wanted to speak to my fans and all my listeners one-on-one right now. I want to let you know, everybody, that I see you and I love you, and stick with me. There's a lot more to come.
Awesome. Let's jump right into it, because
Okay.
time, because we have a certain amount of time to give people the most from you. Now, You're from South Carolina. Your musical roots started early based on the bio of what my assistant gave me on you.
Right.
You were doing, early on the church and then doing talent shows. Kind of talk about how those things shaped and mold your profile today.
Right. From the beginning, I would say, being that I was able to find the gift that I had, of course, to deliver musically, I wanted to really start off. I wanted to play football. That's what I really wanted to do. I had no inspiration to do music or anything of its sort until my mother sat me down one day. And she wanted me to sing in front of an audience at this particular church that we were visiting at one point. And from that day forward, that's when I pretty much fell in love with being able to deliver melodically to an audience or to anyone listening. And that would be the day that I fell in love or found a love for music. It was that particular day. I may have been 5 years old when it happened.
Right.
Yeah, that from then on, of course, as I got older, I found myself in situations where I would, be singing or, just, practicing the art. One day in Minnesota, I was, of course, I was in college, and I was discovered in a parking lot of my condominium from the college that I was attending, and from that day being discovered, everything else just kind of took flight from there. So far as being able to advance, so far as learning the business, learning the ins and outs of certain things. This is back in the late 90s when these things happened, and once that happened, that's when I got into, the mode of, learning the tours, how being able to experience tour situations. I was actually in a group when I first started as well. I was in two different groups. And, with the last group that I was in, that's when I kind of broke away from the group situation and started doing the solo thing, being able to work with different experienced producers in the industry, them really teaching me certain pointers and things like that. And I've just used those things as I got older, just keep getting better. Just keep every day it was just focused on just getting better. And, I would say in a nutshell, that's how, I kind of, molded the foundation I had to keep going, to this present time with music. So.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about your early struggles and when did you really find I guess early on a lot of people feel different things, they see different things. Where did your biggest support come from early on regarding your music?
Well, early on, I'm gonna be straight down the line with you, man. I did not have any support at all. That's really the simplest way I can put it, man. Everything I was doing just came off the strength of my dream and my motivation, knowing that I had something to give to the world that I just couldn't keep to myself, and that's one thing I wanted to deliver to any artist or any indie artist out there that may be listening to the sound of my voice. It may be your own family, it may be your best friend, it may be the one that's closest to you. If they're not supporting you, that might not be the person you want to have in your circle. Okay, I want to let that be known.
Right, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So always depend on yourself. That's really all the support you need. And besides yourself, God, those are really only two things that I really have. And that's just keeping it. I'm just straight to the point because I know we're limited on time, but that is the direct point for support. It was just me and the dream that I had to get what I wanted to get done with this music. I didn't have any support, but now of course, you bring it now to recent times. At this point, I do have a great support system right now. I'm very happy. My team that I've been affiliated with throughout these past number of years, I would say within the past 5 years, I now do have a good supporting team. So with that and with, of course, my team and then with the drive that I have, it established a great marriage to keep the movement alive and everything that we're trying to just give to the world with what Tyhannah has to offer.
Good. Let's kind of fast forward into part of your maturation process with your music. At what age did your music really start to take off and you really caught some good steam just regarding your project?
Yes, that's a very good question. Before I answer it, I would like to say that with most artists that they're starting and that they're finding that they want to do music and things of that sort, it's not an overnight success. I need to let everyone know that. It's most people think that it happens in a blink of the eye, and also if you see something that that may be giving you that false impression that I can just start recording 2 years or what have you, and you're off and running, that's a false impression, because I will guarantee you that about 95 to 98% of any artist that is trying to be an artist, it does not happen overnight. Success does not happen overnight. Okay? With me in particular, I would say that around 2010, I would say, maybe 2009, I started getting some certain breakthroughs and certain things that that would recognize the movement and the work that I've been putting in. So I would say probably around the age of 30.
Right, and the reason why I asked that question because like you just said, success doesn't happen overnight, and I'm glad that you bridged that gap with those statements because some people like Ray Kroc, he was 55 when he finally got it right. A Walt Disney was 57. A lot of people don't hit the mark until later on. So
right.
Let's talk about now with the music at 30 when your music started. What was the first landmark in your early career regarding when people noticed you and said, hey, the music is good, keep going? What was your crescendo of confidence moment, so to speak?
I would say that first kind of seed to understanding that, okay, I'm on the right path, and which, when you're on your path and you're doing and creating a movement on your own, only you will see the vision and things. And everyone around you is not going to see what you're being shown. So with me, when I caught that first glimpse of being on the right track, I would have to say it was around the early stages of the independent movement in about 2001. I was I was asked to be a part of a very small artist panel. This artist panel included artists like myself and even signed major artists. We were asked to experiment the digital movement, so far as with the distributors such as the Rhapsody, the iTunes, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the artists, of the few artists that was placed on that panel to give it a run, basically, to see how music would sell in these digital stores. All right, so when I tell you that, and I tell everyone that, it gives you the understanding, and now it lets you know that I am one of the pioneers of the indie movement. Everything that you might see, or anything done indie, and even you have the bigger companies, they're using our formula so far as how albums, singles, or things are being sold in these digital stores you may see now, with the iTunes, etc. My first seed to understanding that I was on the right path was when I was presented with that opportunity to be one of the leading artists in the indie movement. I was one of the main artists that was called upon to spearhead the entire independent movement. At this time that we see a lot of things that are being done, I was one of the first artists to do it. I did it from my own website, which it is still up and running today, with of course the support of a great team that I've been affiliated with from then until now. It was of course the site is www.tyhannah.com. That site has been up and running before iTunes was even in existence.
Right.
That was established. And we were, of course, doing everything that you see all of the digital stores doing today. We were doing it then. All right, so that was also something that I wanted to, explain, that being offered an opportunity to be in a position to spearhead an entire movement, I think that deserves some type of recognition in itself, because that was one of the main openings right there. With that alone to let me know that I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right thing, because not only is it giving me an opportunity to exploit my music and the arts and everything that I have to deliver, it also allowed me to be in a position where I could help other independent artists that are out here that are trying to start. They want to do music, they just don't know where to get started. Those days are over. If you want to start music and you want to get something up and running with the art that you've been given, look no further. It's Tyhannah. You go right to my site at tyhannah.com if you want to get a hold of me, or you can go to tyhannah@gmail.com. Email us there. We have a wonderful team that would gear you in the right direction. If you look for examples, you would just look at the entire Tyhannah movement at this time. That's basically,
Let's
in a
talk
nutshell.
about right. We're going to talk about when you talk about your writing process. Some songwriters don't even, like Whitney Houston, she didn't write a lot of stuff. Michael Jackson write a lot of stuff. Talk about your songwriting process and where do you pull your inspiration from. Let's talk about that a little bit before we play your song and then kind of wrap up with some other stuff. I want people to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, you are correct. Most you would see, in general essence, you would see a lot of artists, even ones that came before us, in positions where you have a team of arrangers and just a team of songwriters for certain records that are created. With me at this point, at this time, I do have a team of arrangers and songwriters, etc. But as I worked my way to even get in a position to have a team, I did look to the main team to get that hit I was looking for, and that team was me, myself, and I.
Right.
That was where, and I say that because a lot of the records that you may hear, I would say 90% of those records are from real life experiences, things that I've seen with my own eyes or experienced with certain situations. And I'm just a life poet. If I see something or anything that has some type of effect on a human's life or meaning, I'm able to create and write from that and that alone. All right, so my songwriting ability is infinite. It's never ending. The only way my songwriting ability and how I create specific lyrics to certain melodies, etc. The only way it would stop is the day that I'm 6 feet deep. But generally that's where I would get a lot of my writing from, just real life experiences, things that moves the emotion, things that moves the heart, and I'm able to create and give you the lyrics about that situation. With the single that we have right now, that I'm very happy that everyone is taking it well. I would like to give props right now and shout outs to Young Hollywood, excuse me. He of course, he came in alongside and helped me with the specific record. And this is actually an example of what I was referring to as real life experience. That Maybe I Love You is definitely it's a real life experience. It also, most would think that record is talking about a girl. That record is actually talking about my relationship with the music industry. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting.
I would say 85 to 90% of the songs that, if you haven't heard yet, and we do encourage everyone to go and find, there's a healthy catalog of my records. You can go to iTunes and search Tyhannah. That's TYHANNAH. It's very simple, and you would hear a lot of those records. It may be leading to the listener that we're talking about a physical girl, but that girl, I have to let be known, that girl is the music industry. So if you want to see my relationship and hear things spoken about my relationship with the music business, definitely go tap into the Tyhannah catalog. You will be amazed.
Definitely. Well, let's jump into your track right now and play it for everybody.
Absolutely. Everyone that's listening to the sound of my voice, my name is Tyhannah, and this is my single, Maybe I Love You. Let's go.
Here it goes, people. You heard it first right here.
This is tyhannah. Talk heavy music. Superstar. Tell me what could make me feel this way. I'll always seem to think of you every day. I text you good mornings and I don't know why. Maybe I love you. When you ask for things from me, you know I'll always say I will do it for you. Can't you see that there's something deep inside of me that makes me move? Doing things a man should do. It's true, you and me have been cool since high school. We should be more than just friends. I know it seems crazy, but I'm only saying I see you being my lady. Tell me what could make me feel this way. I'll always seem to think of you every day. I text you good mornings and I don't know why. Maybe I love you. Can't explain what you've done to me. I know it feels so good. Got me misbehaving. Could this be the real thing or just another mistake? Tell me what a risk I'm taking. No guts, no glory. That's what my heart is saying, yeah. Hope I don't lose a friend. This could be the end or a new beginning. Tell me what could make me feel this way. I'll always seem to think of you every day. I text you good mornings and I don't know why. Maybe I love you. Tell me what could make me feel this way. We could be always seem to think of you every day. I text you good mornings and I don't know why. Maybe I love you. Yeah, I love you. We could be more than just friends.
All right, people, that was Tyhannah with his summer smash, fall smash, all season smash. How you like that, man?
Thank you so much. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Definitely. So,
As long as this
like I
record
said-
is an instant classic, anyone that has any common sense or musical common sense knows that that record is a hit. And I'm just glad to be the person that wrote the song for you. And I just look forward to seeing that record do great things. And we just have so much good works that I think everyone will be able to appreciate.
Definitely, absolutely. Talk about this record a little bit. How did this record come together, and just everybody who was involved in this? Like, how did everything pop off?
With this specific record, it was originally brought to my mind. There was instances where you have platonic relationships. You know, I know everyone knows about that, where they have that friend. You know, that they don't know what to do with the friend, but you know they're just doing everything with the friend that relationships would do. You know, you would have a situation where you have a male that of course he's looking at a female friend that he has, and he's taking her out to eat. He's buying her roses. He's getting her nails done. He's paying the house note. Okay, and he's doing this for his friend. And the question arises: why is he or why is she doing all of these things for this guy? Why is he doing all these things for this female? Okay, and it's just a simple answer. This guy loves you. Okay, maybe this girl loves you. You know, I mean, it's a big question for someone to be doing those things from their heart. It takes it a little bit more than friendship, and it's just a record that exposes that. If you have someone that is doing things for you and making you feel the way you're supposed to be felt, and it may be someone that be seen as a friend to you, you know, and you're looking for the love of your life, you might want to look at that one that's making you feel the way you're supposed to be feel. They're right under your nose, and sometimes we don't even know it. The love of our life could be the person that, you know, could be considered as your best friend. Of course, you know, on which way you want to look at that. But that's just basically the preliminary, you know, reasonings behind that specific record. Of course, I was in a situation when that song was done so many different ways. In this particular one that we delivered and is giving to the world, it was just situations that had me in a mode to where I wanted to make and do everything with this specific record, because I made a lot of my music for, you know, what would be considered, you know, as the underground listeners, because if you understand, of course, indie, they always look over, you know, the content of the record, and of course when it goes to different levels, they want different, you know, things done production-wise, certain records and things of that sort. But with this record, I just wanted to make sure that on production-wise, it was one that could not only be taken advantage of by the underground community. I also wanted, you know, to have this record touch the mainstream listeners as well, because Kanye West said it himself the best. He said, you know, is there anybody making anything real anymore? And unquote. Okay, so that's why I wanted to kind of just go the extra mile with this specific record and just let everyone know that not only I can create records for the underground, I can also create and execute specific records for the mainstream as well. And that's just basically my introduction, you know, with that record and just the story behind it in the shortest way I could.
Right. When people hear your music, what do you want them to feel when people hear your music?
Right. The most thing I want people to feel when they hear my music is love. I want people to hear soul. I want people to feel emotion, and I want people to enjoy themselves and move, dance. Don't be afraid to, you know, let the grooves move you. You know, that's some of the main things that I like people to get when they hear my music. Also, mainly, there are records where we have messages and things of that sort that gives people inspiration as well. To, you know, keep going on. Even in relationships, sometimes people may feel that they got out of a bad relationship or something like that, and there's no moving on. You know, there would be records that we would have for those instances as well, just to give them motivation, give them inspiration that they can move on. You know, life goes on. You know, with a lot of some of the records that I create. Those are some of the things I really want my listeners to feel when they listen to the TyHannah catalog, which is so much more to come. I can't wait for the world and you guys to experience it with us.
Awesome, man. And how can people reach you? Give out your social media handles and let everybody know if you got any music for retail and all that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely right. If you would like, please, number one, for everyone that's been following me so far and knows that you already know what I'm about to tell you, it's www.tyhannah.com. We kept it very simple through all these years, and we're not going to make it any difficult as we continue. We keep it simple. We've kept it simple for years, and we're going to continue to do that. tyhannah.com. If you want to reach me on the Twitter, I'm at tyhannah. Just that simple. TYHANNAH. Facebook, it's TyHannah singer-songwriter on Facebook. On MySpace is simply Tyhannah. Okay, the one and only. Reverb Nation, Tyhannah. Orlando, Florida. Shout out to my underground indies from Orlando, Florida as well. They know who they are. I see you. Keep fighting. Keep making that great music. I see you. My IG is tyhannah01. I could be found there as well. Pretty much everywhere else online, you search Tyhannah. You can Google search that artist's name. It will lead you to the official site at tyhannah.com and everything else in its form. Also, if you are in the mood to download some good R&B music, definitely hit me. I'm right there on iTunes. Simply search Tyhannah. Once again, we kept it simple for you. I'm not going to make it difficult. Just search Tyhannah, T-Y, the space, H-A-N-N-A-H. You will find a large catalog there. If, of course, you are in the mood to download those records or anything to your MP3 player, iPhone, whatever you use for your listening pleasures. I think that's it. I think those, there's so many out there, as the years went on, there were, there were a lot of social networks and so have you, moving surpassed the Facebook and the Twitter days. Because when I started before all of that, it was just my website, and people were able to download from there. So we understand that today there's so many avenues and things. In fact, even when someone downloads anyone's record or do anything so far as buying music from iTunes, you name it, you're basically validating and keeping my movement alive. You're basically fulfilling my movement, and you're fulfilling my dream. No matter which artist you download, you are fulfilling the dream that I saw now almost 10 years ago.
Good.
Spotify as well, of course, Spotify. You can find the Tyhannah music there as well. And we just want to say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak to my fans, to speak to someone that may not have known me or known of my work or knew I even existed. We just wanted to give you a big thank you at this time. We really do appreciate this, and we just hope that everyone gets something from my music, whether it be enjoyment, entertainment, or just some type of motivational message. That's what's important in my musical movement. And a shout out to, in fact, my management as well. Also want to send a big shout out to my team out there that's been sticking with me. I know I give them a lot of headaches, but we definitely want to thank my team right now and everyone that's involved with my movement right now. We just want to give them a big thank you as well.
Well, listen, we enjoyed having you on the podcast. How have you been enjoying your experience on EAE Radio thus far? And be ready for the moment.
It's very awesome. Like I said, man, we thank you guys for giving the up-and-coming independent musicians out here this platform. Because like I said, man, even with this platform here that I'm with you on today, it's fulfilling the vision that I've seen throughout my time beginning. So this is a fulfillment of something of my vision. So I felt like I'm honored, and it's just exciting to see this be possible. It's always exciting to hear someone trying to get the top. I just heard on a Steve Harvey program the other day where they wanted to get Kirk Franklin's record that he just presented. They wanted to make sure that his record is the top-selling record on iTunes, etc. All of those things, man, is just a testament to my vision and an avenue that I was a part of creating, and I'm just overwhelmed today. And when I say today, I mean in this era of time that we're in the entertainment and music business. It's a great day, and and I'm just very thankful to be a part of it.
Thanks so much for being on BeReadyForTheMoment.com, man. We love having you on the EAE Radio Network, all right?
All right, thank you. I look forward to coming back.
You got it, man. No worries.